Welcome to 5 Minutes of Momentum. These episodes are a short 5-minute burst of inspiration, motivation, and massive action. If you need that little kick up the butt to get things moving and to inspire you to take massive action, then every single Thursday I'll be sending you through a 5-minute episode to download, digest, and implement to finish your week off strong. Are you ready to get started? Let's go. Welcome back to 5 Minutes of Momentum. Today I want to talk to you about integrity in sales. It's a conversation that I have quite regularly with some of my clients because integrity is quite a high value of mine. It's also quite a high value of a lot of my clients. They want to make sure that they're selling within integrity, want to make sure that they're selling ethically, and they're not using icky, salesy tactics. So I want to share a little story with you. Recently, I flew to Hawaii to have a few days to just relax and enjoy on my way to LA as I was going to an event. And so I booked a really nice hotel. I booked it right on the water in Waikiki Beach, spent quite a bit of money on the location because obviously you got to spend it if you really want to be by the beach. And I didn't want to have to walk blocks to go just to the beach. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to splurge. And I booked a really nice room at the Hilton. And I was like so excited to stay there. And what happened is basically I flew in, which was a very long flight. It was an overnight flight where I didn't sleep very well and I was already exhausted, already so dehydrated, and all I wanted was a bottle of water. And I was actually thinking in my mind, I can't wait to get to check-in because I'm sure they'll give me a bottle of water upon check-in because that's what nice hotels do. And so I went to check in and there was a massive line, so whatever, stood in the line, and I jumped onto the app to see if I could check in via the app just to make it a little bit smoother because I'd gotten emails around being able to do that. And so as I did that, I realized it basically said to me, you can't check in yet, you can't check in till 4 o'clock. And I was like, oh my God, that's 4 hours away. What am I going to do? And then I was like, oh, fine, I'll just stay in the line, see if they can get me in any earlier. Otherwise, I'll just go by the pool. And so once I got to the front of the line and went to check in, the girl asked me for my reservation and looked through all the details. And she basically said, the room that you've booked isn't ready yet, so you'll have to wait. Or if you like, I have another room available. And she showed me in which tower it was. And she showed me where the room would be. She's like, it'd be on this level. It would be overlooking the lagoon. It would be you'd be able to see all the fireworks. You'd be able to see the beautiful sunsets. She was trying to sell it to me. And she said, and it's an extra $75 a night. So I have a room that's ready here. So if you'd like to spend the extra $75 a night, you'll absolutely be able to get in right away. I said to her, I've actually already pre-booked the room. So it's already paid for. And she was like, yeah, but you can upgrade to this room. And I was like, so where would my room be based on what I've already booked? And she really couldn't give me much of an answer. And I was like, is it in the same tower? And she's like, yes. And I was like, great. And I know what I booked. I had booked a lagoon view. So I knew that I would actually have the exact same view that she's basically trying to sell. So it felt like, what the hell are you trying to sell me here? And I said to her, no, I'm totally fine to wait. I'd already spent a lot of money. Plus also it's 75 US. So it would literally be $150 US per night extra on top of what I already paid. So I was like, nope. It's fine. I can absolutely just wait for my room to be available. And she's like, okay, no problem. So we'll set you up with check-in now with your credit card and all the details now. And then so she did that and went through it all. And then she's like, oh, actually, the room's ready now. And so then she checked me and gave me my keys and off I went. I think that she was basically trying to upgrade me to spend more on the exact same room. Exact same room. I was like, there was no other difference to the room type that she was telling me than based on what I booked. And I was just so pissed off right from the get-go that I then went to the room. There was no water at check-in. I went to the room. There was no water in the rooms. It actually wasn't as amazing of a hotel that I thought I had actually booked based on the amount of money that I'd spent to book there. And I was really kind of annoyed. And so basically what I'm trying to share with you here is they had overpromised this incredible resort and the pictures that they showed me of the room looked amazing. And then what I got really wasn't. They didn't deliver on what they had actually promised. And then they tried to actually upsell me and sell me the exact same room for more money. It was so inauthentic. And so I want to talk to you this a little bit because when it comes to sales, it's so important that you are so in integrity. And sometimes we don't realize we're being out of integrity. We're trying to do it from a place of service, but we end up over-promising and under-delivering, or we end up saying yes to things that maybe you should be saying no to, right? Not actually taking on that client if they're the wrong fit, not communicating your services if you know that they're actually not what they're looking for, and making sure that you stay within integrity with your sales process. So what do I mean by this? What I mean by this is don't overpromise. Don't go to the extents of the over the earth of everything that you know deep down in your gut you cannot deliver. or that would be very hard to deliver. Be transparent and be clear and communicate what it is and what it isn't, right? What are they going to get? What are they not going to get? And when you get asked questions around it, allow yourself to receive the question and think about the question before you answer it. Because so often is that sometimes as people pleasers, we just go straight to like, yes, I can do that for you because we're so worried about losing the sale. When really what we want to do is actually sit with it and communicate the pros and cons sometimes, right? Like sometimes I've had clients that have come to me and going like, I really need this. Will your program give me this? If I know that the program won't give them that, I will say, no, it won't give you this specifically, but it will give you this. And this may lead to this, right? And so I'm sharing with them the possible outcomes. If they follow my frameworks and if they take the action that I say to take, then they're more likely to achieve the results. But I'm not going to guarantee results, right? And I'm also not going to promise things that I am not an expert in either. So if someone comes to me and says like, I really want to build out a marketing strategy, I'm like, no, that's not what I do. But what I can do is show you where you are missing out on opportunities for sales, and I can help you convert clients and leads that are coming your way. And I can share with you lead generation strategies, absolutely. But I'm not a marketing expert, so don't come to me for marketing. So be really clear on what it is that you are and what it is that you are not. And so people will respect that, absolutely respect your integrity by saying that and communicate that. Plus, also it safeguards you from disappointing people down the track. It also safeguards you from people being disappointed with the service or the outcome that you create because it's actually not what they wanted in the first place. So be really clear with that. The other thing I think as well is shifting your focus from, I see where people are out of integrity. They're either being driven by scarcity. So they're like, oh my God, I really have to get this sale. So they almost like have their blinders on and they don't see the red flags, or they don't see how they could be out of integrity within their sales process. Or they're so focused on the transaction or the win that they're not actually thinking from a perspective of this is the beginning of a relationship, right? This is the beginning, not the end. Whereas so many people get so stuck on just the transaction when you really what we want to do is focus on this is actually the beginning of my service. So I want to build a relationship on a good foundation right from the get-go. So if you want to learn sales strategies that have integrity, that keep your client at top of mind, that is part of your service and it's not about just the transaction, then come and join me for my masterclass. It's actually happening today. So if you're listening to this on the 13th of June or the 14th of June, come and join us for my new masterclass, which is 3 secrets to authentic high-ticket sales without being salesy or pushy. There will be a replay, so if you jump into the show notes, there is a link there where you can get access to the masterclass, and if the time has passed, there will definitely be a replay being sent out. So jump on there and learn how to actually sell authentically and ethically. I hope this episode resonated with you, and I hope you have an incredible afternoon.